2, 1.
Hey, Lori, how you doing today?
I'm good. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. Oh my goodness, can you believe we are only 4 months away from LCAM?
I cannot. I always refer to LCAM as I'm going to the land of enchantment. And as I was working on this module for LCAM, as you know, I'm doing a piece on resilience because I think it's really important. We're at that time where I call it the great reset. We're going to reset our thinking, reset our hearts, reset our opportunities.
Yes.
And I came across these 3 secrets to resilient people, and it just ran so parallel with what I think a good leader does. So I want your input on it. This is by a researcher named Lucy Hone, and she talks about really resilient people do 3 things. The first thing is they realize that stuff just happens. They step out of that asking, why me? And I thought, boy, that is so true for great leaders, right? I've met leaders who think the minute they get in a leadership position, it's all coasting from there. But haven't you had that situation where you're just blown away by what happens when you're a leader?
Oh, wow. Yes. No kidding. I mean, I've heard the saying, we make plans and God laughs,
Literally.
because I think sometimes we obviously have a vision of what we want things to look like. And I think that that's really, really important, and to have a path of how we're going to get there. But I think we have to be realistic too, and understand that there are going to be bumps in the road. This year has been an amazing example of that. And, one of the things I always remind myself and anybody who is in a position of leadership, that leadership isn't about being perfect, because life is not perfect. It's more about, you're saying, being resilient and being able to navigate through those challenges.
Right. Yeah, that's really well said. She really recommends that we stay away from that question of why me, because when you engage in that, it's pretty much a dead end street, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Go
I
ahead.
think too, I was just going to say, I think instead of saying, why me, another thing that I can't remember who it was, Lori, but someone said this to me not long ago, and it was so profound, that instead of using the phrase "I have to use the phrase "I get to."
Yeah.
And so, instead of saying, that's kind of like that, why me?
Right.
Why do I have to do this? Why am I having to feel this way or manage this conflict? But, to really turn that logic around to say, I get to be a leader for EWI.
Right.
I get to be an ambassador and a champion for change.
Yeah.
So,
I think when you say that, Kristi, what that does is gives the power back to you, right? Because when we say, why me, I give my power away. And I realize that's a whole lot easier said than done. But these kind of 3 secrets of resilient people are actually grounded in research. The second one I think is really interesting. It talks about disciplining your mindset to look for the good in life. And this is even, they've done work with the military, and when working with the military, instead of saying look for the good in life, they say hunt for the good in life. They're changing their language, but they're recommending the same thing for troops who are returning back from war-torn countries, to start to build a resilient mindset. And I think as a leader, you have to do the same thing.
Absolutely. I think that, I always try to look for the good in any situation. And listen, we all can identify a lot of struggles and a lot of challenges that we've had in the past year. But when I allow myself to really sit back and look for the silver lining, I have a lot of positive things that have come to me personally and professionally, with regards to finding the positive, learning the lesson, and the growth opportunity that it's given me. So I think that's really true. And I love the phrase hunt for the good. It's like, don't just sit around and wait for it. Look, hunt for it.
I know. Isn't that great? I love that too. It's like, how do you teach that to military guys, right? Hunt.
Yeah.
It also gives you more of an emotional balance. I mean, life is tough sometimes. So how do we
Yes.
provide a little relief from that? And it's disciplining the way that we view the world. And again, sounds simple, but very powerful. And the last secret I really think is leadership driven as well. The last secret is to continually ask yourself the question in the midst of crisis, especially, is what I'm doing right now harming me or helping me? And I thought about leaders in organizations having to ask the same question about the organization, right?
Right. Right. I think that that's very thought provoking because, we all are going to be faced with, as leaders, those tough situations.
Right.
And so being grounded in your belief system. And, I have to fall back on one of the things that has really impacted me throughout my life. From the time I was a little girl in kindergarten, my mom would get down on her knees so that she was eye to eye with me, put her hands on my shoulders before I left to go to school and say, Kristi, do you know who you are? And do you know what you stand for?
Oh,
And,
wow.
at the time, as a young person, I used to just kind of, dismiss that. I thought, oh my gosh, that's just the silliest thing. But as I've grown up and gone through life, I cannot tell you the number of times that when I am in a tough spot, when I am faced with a challenging decision or unsure of what path I need to take, I always go back to that. And I ask myself, do I know who I am? Do I know what I stand for? And once I really allow myself to think on that, my path becomes very clear, because I think that that's exactly what you have to draw from is your belief system, and pushing through those things that really keep you resilient and really elevate your leadership.
Oh, it's so well said. Your mom gave you a real gift. Well, those are the three
Oh,
secrets I've got right now. We're going to take a deep dive into it at L Camp in the land of enchantment. And I look forward
yeah.
to seeing you there.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited to see you and everyone else. I'm so glad that you shared these three secrets, and now we can share them with all of our awesome representatives. And just have a great day. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for
Mm.
all your commitment and hard work with NEWI. It's a pleasure to serve with you and all of these other awesome ladies.
Back at you, girl.
All right. Thanks, Lori.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Bye.